Every so often, you stumble across something that feels obvious in hindsight. An idea so old it becomes new again. So simple it seems radical. This episode is a break from our usual journeys aboard Thunderchild. No peaceful anchorages, no varnish to work today, because I want to tell you a story. And it starts with a question. What if the future of sustainable trade looks a lot like the past? For hundreds of years, goods crossed the ocean powered by nothing more than wind and wood, tequila, coffee, rum, salt, sugar, spices, all of it moving by sail. Then, in a blink of an eye, industrialization swept it all away. Speed replaced soul, scale replaced craft, and a mission became the cost of doing business. But what if there was another way? What if the answer to cleaner oceans and better spirits wasn't in reinventing the ship, but in returning to it? You've heard of the $1 million idea, right? Well, I think I've found mine. And it's called Sail Cargo. And it's coming back to the Pacific. I have a team. We're building a business. We're acquiring a ship. And we're on a mission. The mission is to sail tequila from Mexico to Canada. Not by trucks and highways, not by tankers, but by wind. And in doing so, we're bringing back something nearly lost. This is really important. It's the taste of spirits that have been aged in oak barrels at sea, not in climate-controlled environments, not in still static warehouses, but at sea in a boat. Salt spray and the voyage and the temperature difference from Mexico to Canada, a flavor lost the world over. It's a culture of trade that is sustainable by design. It's called Mariner's Spirit Supply Company, and we're just getting started. And here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just my story. This isn't just my business. It's yours as well, if you want it. So, I've created something called the Founders Club. It's a small group of growing people that are helping launch this thing at a very critical time. And that time is right now. All of this is really important, so all of the information is just here on the website. Go check it out. It's $100 to join, and you get all of the perks listed on the website. I'll give a bunch more about this at the end of the video, but for now, let's continue on with the story. Oh yeah, one more thing. After the maiden voyage, the Founders Club will be closed for good, so this is your one chance to get in on being a part of the crew that makes this all happen. Every big idea starts with a movement that doesn't look like much. No spotlight, no announcements. Just a ferry terminal, a dark road, and a few people who believe in something that doesn't exist yet. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm standing on Gabriola Island, bags packed, caught somewhere between sleep and adrenaline. Haley drops me off at the ferry, and on the other side, Nigel's waiting for me. Nathan arrives, and together, we head south. It's not just a road trip. It's the unknown. Our destination? Port Hadlock, Washington. But first, the Coho, the old black ball ferry that's been carrying people between Victoria and Port Angeles since 1959. It's steel and diesel and decades of history. And it's taking us across the border to see a ship. But I remind myself, this isn't just about the ship. This is about what happens when a nearly forgotten idea, one that the modern world has long since discarded, starts to make sense again. It's about the quiet return of something once thought extinct. Our friend Hoyle drove us to Port Hadlock, where we met the owner of the vessel, Gary. And then we see her. An 85-foot Danish gaff catch, massive, balanced, almost mythic. The kind of ship that shouldn't exist anymore. Not in this condition. Not in this era. She's not a fixer-upper. She's sound, mechanically and structurally, solid beyond anything we expected. A ship like this is a statistical anomaly, a unicorn. She is the outlier that proves the rule. And the rule is, sail cargo isn't gone. It's just waiting. There's something funny about how progress works. We assume it moves in one direction, forward. But sometimes the most forward-thinking ideas come from going backward, from rediscovering what we once knew, from building what we once had, from realizing that the wind still works, the sea still carries, and not everything has to burn fuel to move forward. This ship, this ketch, is more than transport. She's a symbol. A ship in every sense of the word, and if everything lines up, she'll become our flagship in the revival of sail cargo on the Pacific coast. Not a replica, not nostalgia, a working future. And it all began, like so many strange and wonderful things do, at 4:30 in the morning, in the dark, with a ferry ride. And a hunch. The mission for today was simple, at least on the surface. Start the engine. And a lot hinges on this. And yes, she is a sailboat. This is her secondary form of propulsion. Her main is her sails. But she does need to run.
Just have to roll it a little bit to...
This isn't a push-button start or a quick turn of a key. It's more like an ancient ritual. The engine is a Grena, a 100 horsepower, 2-cylinder, 2-stroke Danish motor. A design so robust it almost feels excessive. As Maya's dad, Brian, once told me, these old motors are built so bomb-proof you'd have to try real hard just to hurt it. This time, we didn't break anything, but something wasn't right. We should have known, we should have seen it, but we were all too excited to hear the motor run. What we didn't realize, not until the next day, was that while testing the helm controls, we had clutched the propeller on, which means it was engaged. And so every single one of our 4 attempts using the ship's limited compressed air was doomed before it even began. But damned if we weren't going to give it a shot.
Yeah, here's top dead center.
So right there would be top in between the marks?
That's top dead center, but you started on this line.
Roger. If we were here, it could maybe go one way or the other, and here it would go the wrong way.
Right.
Roger. Understood.
Yeah, go down.
This made us question things, but it didn't take the wind out of our sails.
1, 2, 3. I just blew everything. God damn it. Come on, what the fuck is the matter? Something's open. Well, all I can do is try it again. Nope, not enough air. What the hell?
The truth is, we didn't start the engine that day. But we did start something else. At this point, our hands were shaking, not from nerves, but from adrenaline. We couldn't sit still. So, we decided to drive to Port Townsend. This would be Nigel's first time in Port Townsend, which, for someone of his pedigree, somehow feels very symbolic. We went straight to Sirens, a well-worn pub perched above the water, a sailor's kind of place. Wood, brass, and stories on the walls. And so I ordered tequila for everyone. Because that's the whole point, isn't it? Not just moving cargo, but carrying culture, taste, story, spirit. And sitting there, slightly salt-stained, slightly defeated, slightly buzzing, we realized something. We're really doing this. The air was electric, and our brains were wired directly into it. That night would be our first aboard. The first of what will become many. In the morning, we would be getting to work. Not as dreamers, but as problem solvers. We brought every scrap of knowledge we had. Danish catches, shipbuilding, yacht restoration, and practical ocean engineering. And we asked ourselves the question that every hopeful buyer eventually has to ask. Is she hiding anything? Is she lying to us? Are we lying to ourselves? Good morning. Just spent our first night aboard. Slept in really good. Yeah. Time to get poking around, look for problems. So we took off the rose-colored glasses and we dug deep. We put on our shipwright hats and we found nothing. No rot, no trickery, no compromise. It was perfect. Uncomfortably perfect. Then Gary showed up, rental air compressor in tow, and he spotted the clutched propeller in 5 seconds flat. Mystery solved. Nigel, cool-headed and steady, picked up where we left off the night before. Well, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna work this time?
Yeah, we're onto it.
Yeah.
Gut reaction is it's one of the coolest boats I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this is the dream boat, and we've seen similar boats, but this pretty well lines up. I mean, there's some considerations to take for our goals, but it's exciting. Spent a little time in the rig earlier this morning.
Yeah, I went up earlier. Did you get up to the top mast?
Yeah.
What was your vibe? Because the main is like 5 years. Main's 5 years old.
Yeah.
The top mast is the old main.
Okay.
So I think that's the...
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of what I would consider slightly concerning checking, but it's down by the base, and so it's encapsulated by the cross trees. It's the top mast. We can take it down pretty easily.
Exactly, yeah.
It's also not huge.
Yeah.
I've also always thought about doing a bird's mouth top mast. Takes
Brilliant.
away weight from the
Weight aloft, 100%. While Nathan and I were inspecting on deck, suddenly this happened. The engine fired, alive, rhythmic, real. Almost like it had been waiting for us this whole time. One step closer to our dreams. There's A moment in every apprenticeship where the imagined becomes real. Gary took the time not just to show me how to drive this 85-foot ship, but to understand her. Variable pitch prop, direct injector control, bronze levers that look like a museum piece but act like muscle and nerve. I've spent countless nights awake, mentally tracing through the controls, guessing at how they'd respond, where they'd lead me, and what they would demand. And now, it's all becoming second nature. Because when someone like Gary explains something, a man who's lived this vessel, not just operated it, things click. Docking, departure, maneuvering a vessel the length of a house with nothing but torque, intuition, and sails. It all started to make sense. We could have spent a lot more time aboard the vessel. It would have been really nice to take her out sailing, something I know she's capable of, but I need to see firsthand. But time was ticking, and we have a blackball ferry to catch. The Coho, once again waiting to take us home. But not before Gary takes the time to make sure we know this motor inside and out. So that just kills flow of fuel to the injector, right?
Yeah, it cuts off the fuel pump.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So now the shutdown procedure.
Everything in reverse.
That was shut down, and then I racked this back to go.
So let's start again.
That's to start again. But I always go back to emergency start, because you never know. Yeah, okay, well, it's not warm yet. Big thing with the emergency is make sure the exhaust pipe isn't pointed in the wheelhouse window.
We cracked the Grenna open. We looked deep inside, and what we saw was immaculate. Like it had been preserved in time, not protected by chance, but by craftsmanship and care. A responsibility none of us will take lightly. I feel like I should take some time to introduce the team to you. This is Nigel Blackburn, the former fleet manager for the Qatari royal family, former captain of Altair. He's got 4 antique Fife yachts restored or sailed under his command. Exactly the kind of people we need involved in this to make sure it can happen. And then there's Hoyle Hodges, a former US paratrooper. He's been all around the world, and he's come into sailing because by chance, in the middle of the desert, he was given a bunch of magazines about wooden yachts. And he told himself when he got back from serving his country, he would chase this dream wholeheartedly. And he did. He's owned several sail cargo companies and many a beautiful wooden boat. He's the man that put all these pieces together. And then there's my friend Nathan Attal, a tattoo artist and a veteran of Tres Hombres, Bark Europa, and Costa Rica's revolutionary sail cargo project, Seba. And then there's myself, nearly a decade aboard a 1903 Danish gaff ketch, sailing commercially up and down the Canadian coast. We're not theorists, we're not influencers, we're mariners, riggers, shipwrights, and we're obsessed with bringing sail cargo back to the Pacific. It's time for us to say our goodbyes to Hoyle, a man I'd known casually before this trip, but now a friend forged through shared grit and determination to save this ship. And to Gary, a man who over the course of his life managed this 85-foot work of art with more grace and competence than most manage a 40-foot boat. Gary is by every measure a one-man maritime legacy. The kind of seafarer who doesn't talk about his mastery, he just shows up and embodies it. And now, To carry this vessel forward, it will take an entire company, experts, builders, riggers, and visionaries, people giving years of their lives just to fill the space he leaves behind. That's the bar he set, and that's the foundation we intend to inherit. As we drove out, Nigel, who knows his fifes better than most know their own homes, wanted to find Latifa. Not a working boat like ours, but a purpose-built yacht engineered for beauty, grace, and perfection. And we found her. The contrast was stunning. Two extremes of the wooden boat spectrum. One built to work and the other built to inspire. Both built without compromise. And because Nigel had indulged our salty, sooty, pine tar-stained obsession, we gladly indulged his. And then, of course, we spotted Stromboli, Leo and crew's sturdy little cruiser. Another sign, another thread in a larger story. We even ran into Bob, the rigger from Tally-Ho, en route to lunch. And we shared a few words, but mostly excitement, and we let it hang in the air. There's something fascinating about transition like this. Not just of ownership, or of a ship, but knowledge, of intention, of tradition. This wasn't just a visit, it was the passing of a torch, of a vessel that's been trusted, tested, and lovingly maintained, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it, and is now poised to begin a new chapter. And the story we're writing now, it doesn't belong to me, or Nigel, or Nathan, or even Gary. It belongs to all of us. Because if this mission works, if we succeed in sailing cargo again under wind, in reintroducing sea-aged spirits, in proving that slow and sustainable can work on the open ocean, then we've done something bigger than just preserve the past. We've rewritten the future using tools that were nearly forgotten. We've made something old useful again. So now, I'm asking you not just to watch, but to join. Be a part of the Founders Club. Help us raise the sails, raise the funds, and raise the standard of what shipping can look like. This isn't just a ship, it's a symbol, it's a blueprint, and it only works if we do this together. This is a rallying call. If you find this interesting, share it with other people that you think might find this interesting also. Spread the word. We need your help. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? What can happen when a few people say yes to something uncertain, impractical, and bold. And if we say yes together, there's no telling how far the wind will take us.